Okay, how's everybody doing this evening? I hope everyone's having a very good evening, and I appreciate you joining me in this EOS broadcast about the EOS blockchain. And I want to talk a little bit tonight about something that I find very interesting. Of course, everything I talk about on this channel, I find interesting. But one of the things that is going on right now with the blockchain is basically this idea of a DApp. And I found this article. It's a few months old, but anyway, I want to talk about it tonight because it talks about the ugly truth about DApps, which is, I think, kind of where we're at right now. One of the things going on with the blockchain is that the blockchain has progressed to the point where you're able to build something on it through an application. Uh, and that is something that we are still waiting for something, or we're still waiting basically for a DApp that becomes its own identity, that becomes something bigger than the blockchain itself. When the blockchain is the main thing spoken about, I think the blockchain still hasn't progressed to the level that it really needs to progress to. When everyone talks about EOS, it really hasn't maintained or it hasn't made it to what its intended purposes are, which is to talk about the applications running on EOS. To give you a kind of an analogy, think about a shopping mall, shopping mall. So shopping malls open up, and what the purpose of the shopping mall is to get people to move into the shopping mall and to set up business in the shopping mall. EOS is like the shopping mall, and all the businesses, independent in businesses operating within the shopping mall, are like the applications that are operating within the shopping mall. One of the things I think that's happened with EOS and Ethereum is that we've been in a market where it's been such a new thing that almost the announcement of an application or something like this will automatically bring forth enough money to where people could be in development for a long time. That were the days of Ethereum. You know, you say, hey, I got an application. All of a sudden you raise 10, 20, 50, $100 million. Well, now you're in development for the next 10 years and likely never will build it, or chances are you never build it. So a lot of people are investing in things that never happen or take a long time to happen because the idea was just so big. Because the excitement was so large, everybody said, oh, I'll just build this really cool thing, not realizing how much development went into building this really cool thing. So it never really gets developed. The money runs out, or they're able to maintain enough money until they put something together, but it takes a long time. This is where we're at today with the blockchain. We're in this kind of this nebulous time of not really having a really killer application running on a blockchain that takes over, or actually becomes blockchain identity, is this really huge application that kind of is no longer is EOS. It's this huge application run on EOS that becomes name identity. The name identity, like, you don't even know you're on EOS. You're on some killer DApp, and the killer DApp is what everybody knows, but they don't know that it's being run on EOS. I think that would be a really, the future of EOS is when these huge applications are running. Nobody really even knows that they're running on EOS. And that's what we're hoping for, and that's what we're looking for. And that's what hasn't happened yet, actually. And this article kind of brings that to light, the idea that an application hasn't really come about yet that has just has an overwhelming number of users. And I think, like I say, a couple of reasons. First of all, so far people haven't been held to that, because the market's been so that if you just come up with an idea, people will help you fund it. The second thing is that there hasn't really been a platform to run it from, although now there is with EOS. EOS has the transaction scalability to run a huge application with a lot of transactions. And thirdly, I think it's just something that it's difficult to do. People very much underestimate how hard it is to come up with an idea that runs on the blockchain and gets instant success or instant users. I think that people very much underestimate how hard that is to do. Even in the days of Google, in the days of Wikipedia, in the days of Facebook, all these major companies have struggled to find a way to monetize their value. Google and Facebook and The other companies have become very successful because they've been open to public investment through the stock market, through a public offering. But with the idea of an ICO not working as well as it did last year or the year before, now raising money for projects is very difficult, or much harder than it was. So the money just isn't available. So it's hard to come up with an idea that really can make money operate, that you get enough money to develop with, and that you can build. And that's why I think Block One has these VC investors like Mike Novogratz and some others that are able to pump a bunch of money into an idea to get it up off the ground. And so far, we really haven't seen something up and running yet. We see a lot of things being built, as we saw up in San Francisco, as we are doing ourselves. A lot of things being built, but things haven't really came to fruition yet. Things just haven't really been built to the degree that they need to be built. But the reason I'm doing this video and the reason I'm saying this right now is because it hasn't happened yet. But it will happen very soon. And when this does happen, this will be the biggest thing to happen in business of all time. This will be the next platform, the next launcher, the next launching pad for businesses off the blockchain. You know, no more CryptoKitties, no more ICOs that just that do anything. Things start to click and things start to work. It's almost like the person that breaks the 4-minute mile. Once one person breaks that 4-minute mile, now you have a lot of people breaking the 4-minute mile, and it's pretty much everybody breaks a 4-minute mile. Well, that's the way this is. Once you have that one DApp that takes off, people kind of get the formula down, then you will have everything else take off too. So that's what's going on right now. We're in that area of coming up with applications that will be bigger in name recognition than the actual blockchain they run off of. And that's what we're hoping for. And that's what I think is going to happen very soon. And when that happens, you will see $100 EOS very quickly. So anyway, I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much.